Hi and welcome to today's session. In this session, I'm going to go through some exercises that you can do that should help with reducing symptoms of sciatica in your back. It's also a nice session for you to do to help with mobility through your back, to help stretch it out and hopefully, fingers crossed, make it feel good. So we're going to start off standing up and we're going to try a roll down. And we're just going to try and think about relaxing through our back as we just roll ourselves down onto the floor. So we're just going to do a couple of these, okay? So we're going to think about timing the movement with our breathing, because if you bend down, if you just try bending down now actually, so if you bend down without thinking about your breathing, without relaxing into it, you might feel that you just feel quite tight, it might feel quite painful, especially if you're getting that leg pain as well, it might feel quite uncomfortable. So let's try and think about our breathing. So nice big breath in. And then as you breathe out, just think about taking your chin to your chest, relaxing your shoulders, soften your knees, nice and soft through those knees, and then just take a nice slow peel down through your spine. Think about moving through your back one vertebra at a time. You don't have to go down low, just a little forward bend here. Breathe in and hold the stretch when you feel like you're into a comfortable stretch position, and then breathing out as you slowly roll back up through your spine, rolling your shoulders back, take your head up last at the top. And then we're going to try rolling down onto the floor. So nice big breath in. Breathing out as you take your chin to your chest, relax your shoulders, soften your knees, peel down through your spine. When you feel like you can't get any lower, just start bending your knees a little bit more. You can crouch yourself down. We're going to take ourselves forwards down onto our mats here. So we're going to lie down onto our fronts, onto your stomach. And then we're going to go into our first exercise here. So we're going to take our hands underneath our shoulders and we're going to try and do our cobra. So elbows come into our sides and we're going to think about extending through our spine. So breath in to prepare, breathing out as you push up. Breathe in and hold at the top, and then breathing out as you take yourself down nice and smoothly, one vertebra at a time. So breathing in to prepare, breathe out as you push up, breathe in and hold at the top, and breathing out as you slowly come back down. If you find that is too much on your back, you might want to reduce the movement a little bit by taking your hands a little bit further in front of you, and then just pushing yourself up through a smaller range of movement. So just reducing the range a little bit by having your hands further in front of you, if that feels more comfortable. So still try and time it with your breathing here. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out as you push up, breathe in and hold at the top, and then breathing out as you come back down nice and smoothly. When you come up to the top of the movement, try and think about squeezing your elbows in towards you so we can work into our shoulders at the same time. Shoulders are down away from our ears, so we're trying not to tense up or hunch up through our shoulders, keeping those shoulders back and down as you breathe in and hold, and then breathing out as you slowly come back down. So again, changing your hand position depending on the range that you want to work through here. We're going to go for 2 more of our cobra. And last one. Well done. When you've done those last 2 from here, we're going to push ourselves up onto our hands and knees. Just give your back a little stretch out in the other direction. So you can sit back onto your heels and then lower yourself down as far as you feel is comfortable into your shell stretch. You can stay further up if that feels like a strong enough stretch, or lower yourself all the way down. Just taking a few breaths there. And then we're going to slowly come up. We're going to take a turn from here over onto our backs. So taking a turn over and then lying down onto our backs here. Once you're onto your back, we're going to try some pelvic tilting. So we're going to take our feet to hip width. You can put your fingertips onto your hip bones so you can feel what your pelvis is doing here. Nice and open through our chest. And then we're just going to think about tilting forwards and backwards. So we're going to think about flattening our back into the floor and then arching our back away from the floor. So as you tilt back, you're going to think about flattening down. Imagine there's a little grape underneath your lower back. You're squashing down into that grape and then you're arching away from it. Try and time it with your breathing. So breathe out as you curl and flatten. Breathe in as you arch. So this is our second exercise and this is pelvic tilting. So it's a really nice one just to mobilise your back. Often when we're in pain, the muscles around our back will go into spasm, and this can really just help those muscles start to loosen and relax off as we tilt. So breathing out as you tilt back, breathe in as we arch. Think about drawing in through your abs each time you flatten your back into the floor, and then think about trying to release through those stomach muscles as you arch away. That's it. So your hips are staying on the floor. You can do a little squeeze of your bum muscles, but try not to let your hips lift up. So just a little squeeze if you like. But think about drawing in through your abs as well. Let's go for 3 more of our tilts here. Lovely, well done. That's number 3. Lovely. Then from here, we'll go into our third exercise. We're going to try single leg knee hugs. So from here, we're just going to take one leg up. We're going to hug our knee into our chest. as far in as you feel is right for you. If your knees are sore, you can always hug behind your knee instead of over it. And then you're going to take your leg down and switch sides. Knee comes up, hugging it into your chest, and then taking it down. So breathe out as you hug in. Breathe in as you take your leg back down to the floor. Breathe out as you hug in. Breathe in as you lower back down. That's it, nice and smoothly alternating legs. You might feel like one leg feels a little bit looser than the other. You can hug one in a little bit further, that's fine. Just working through that range that feels good for you as we alternate sides here. That's it, so that's our third exercise, our single leg knee hugs. We'll go for one more of those on each side. Lovely, well done. And then moving on to our fourth exercise, we're going to try a bit of a nerve glider here. So for this one, you're going to take one leg up, you're going to take your hands behind your knee, and then just straighten your leg out as far as you feel is comfortable for you. So you want to feel a little bit of a stretch, but a comfortable stretch. You don't have to have your knees straight, just until you feel a comfortable stretch into the back of your leg. Okay, so it will be a different angle depending on how tight you're feeling in that leg. And then once you're there, what you're going to do is you're going to move your ankles. You're going to point and flex your ankles up and down with your toes. We're just going to go up and down with our toes about 10 times on each side here. So as we move through here, it can help to just mobilise through our sciatic nerve. It can be a bit of a nice mobilisation through our hamstrings at the same time. So up and down with those toes, just a few more times on this side. Well done. And then we'll take that leg down and we'll do the same exercise on the other side. So lifting your other leg up, again, hold behind your knee. And then again, just find that point where you feel a comfortable stretch, where we can maintain it. And then we're going to go up and down with our toes. So point and flex your ankle. Keeping your breathing nice and steady as you point and flex. And again, we'll just go up and down about 10 times on this side as well. Lovely, well done. And then slowly take that leg down. So that's our fourth exercise. We've got one more to go, and we're going to have a stretch into our glutes. Often we find when we're experiencing back pain and sciatica, your glutes, your bum muscles can get really tight as well. So a nice gentle stretch into our hips can often help relieve our symptoms. So you're going to take one foot and cross it over the opposite knee. You can stay here, depending on how the stretch feels for you, or you can push your knee away with your hand to make the stretch a bit stronger, or you can lift your underneath leg up, reach your hands through it and hold behind your underneath knee for a stronger stretch again. On all three options, try and keep long through your back, keep your head relaxed back to the floor. I'm just going to hold this as a still stretch just for a few breaths. That's it. When we do our stretches, you want to hold them for 30 seconds or so, no longer than a minute. So around 30 seconds or just a little bit longer if you like. That's it, keep that breathing nice and steady as you hold that stretch. Each time you breathe out, you might feel like you can sink into the stretch a little bit more, but only do that if it feels good for you, if it feels like the right thing for you to do. Let's slowly lower that leg down, uncross your foot, and then we'll cross that other leg over. And again, you've got the option just to stay there if that feels like a strong enough stretch, or you can push your knee away to increase the stretch a little bit more, or you can lift your underneath leg up, reach your hands through and hold behind your underneath knee to increase the stretch further, again, if that feels good for you. So again, think about staying long through your spine, head is relaxed back, holding it here for a few breaths. So again, around 30 seconds for our hold. That's it, keep that breathing steady. So this is our fifth exercise, our glute stretch for our fifth and final exercise to work on improving sciatica, to stretch out through our backs, to mobilise through that sciatic nerve. So let's slowly lower that leg down if it's up, uncrossing your foot, and then from here, just taking a slow turn over onto your side, and then you can push yourself up into a seated position from there, and then you're all done. So hopefully you found those exercises felt good on your back, and if you've got any leg pain, hopefully that's helping to feel like you've stretched things out and got things to settle down a little bit. So fingers crossed it helped you. And you feel good for doing the session. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you again soon for another Pilates session.